Australia and Indonesia have conceded they will fail to pull off a free trade deal this year despite repeated commitments from Prime Minister Malcolm Turnbull, President Joko Widodo and other ministers. The failure to meet the end-of-year deadline is embarrassing for the Australian government, which had used the proposed free trade deal, Indonesia's first in almost a decade, to spruik the improving relationship between the two countries. Australia and Indonesia agreed to restore defence cooperation following a bilateral meeting between Malcolm Turnbull and Joko Widodo. From same-sex marriage to citizenship, join Fairfax Smart Kenny, Stephanie Peatlick and Judith Ireland as they discuss the biggest political stories of 2017. The ambitious project will take longer to build and cost more than first thought, according to a study into the multi-billion-dollar expansion. Treasurer Scott Morrison says Australia needs to follow the US on reducing company tax or lose jobs and businesses to an increasingly competitive world. A lot is involved in being a minister and you need to work up to it. It's a worry when people are just thrown into the most important decision-making body we have. Artist, Matt Davidson. Peter Dutto has been sworn in as Home Affairs Minister, his new super portfolio combining police, security and spy agencies plus immigration and border protection. After dumping Nationals MP Darren Chester from Cabinet, Party leader Barnaby Joyce says it's not payback for supporting Bridget McKenzie for the deputy leadership, Joyce's non-preferred pick. Prime Minister Malcolm Turnbull has revealed his new-look cabinet team, with some doing better than others. Australia and Indonesia agreed to restore defence cooperation following a bilateral meeting between Malcolm Turnbull and Joko Widodo. I won't sacrifice the quality of the agreement for speed. If it takes a little bit longer, so be it, Trade Minister Stephen Siobo told Fairfax Media. He said great progress had been made towards a high-quality Indonesia-Australia Comprehensive Economic Partnership Agreement. But there's still more work to do. Talks have foundered in a protectionist climate, with Indonesia expressing reluctance to fully open its markets if it harms local industries and legislative constraints to Australia's push to open university campuses in Indonesia. The two countries have also been at loggerheads over alleged dumping of paper, with Indonesia filing a complaint against Australia in the World Trade Organization in the middle of negotiations. The economic relationship between Indonesia and Australia is notoriously lackluster given they are close neighbours, with successive Australian ministers describing it as undercooked. Get the latest news and updates emailed straight to your inbox. By submitting your email you are agreeing to Fairfax Media's terms and conditions and privacy policy. In 2016, Indonesia was only Australia's 13th largest trade partner, with a paltry 2.3% share of total trade. When President Joko visited Sydney in February, Mr. Turnbull said the two leaders were very committed to concluding a high-quality bilateral free trade agreement by the